Space was quiet, too quiet. For 200 years, humanity had lived in peace among the stars. The wars were over, or so everyone believed. No alien threat, no strange signals, nothing, just silence. The silence of victory, or maybe the silence before something worse. Captain Arlen Voss sat alone in the command chair of the UNS Valiant, Earth's most advanced exploration ship. The stars outside looked calm, but he could not shake the feeling that something was coming. The crew around him worked quietly, running scans, logging data, speaking in soft voices. Routine. Peaceful. Boring. Then the quiet broke. "Captain," said Lieutenant Mara, the communications officer, "we are receiving a transmission." It's old, sir. 200 years old." Arlen turned his head slowly. "From where?" Mara swallowed hard. "From Epsilon Colony, sir. That colony was destroyed during the Silent War." The Silent War, a name that carried fear even now. A war so terrible that its details were erased from every record. No one knew who the enemy was or what weapon ended it. Only that one day all alien signals stopped, and the galaxy went silent. "Put it through," Arlen said. The bridge lights dimmed. A grainy image appeared on the main screen. Static flickered across it, and then a broken voice came through, tired, distorted, and afraid. "They are coming. Don't answer them." The message repeated 3 times, then cut off. The bridge fell silent again. No one moved. Mara turned in her seat. "Sir, should we respond?" Arlen shook his head slowly. "No, not yet." He stood, walking closer to the screen, watching the last frame of the message. A blurred image of stars behind a dying man's face. He could feel something cold move through him. It wasn't fear exactly. It was memory. As if his blood remembered something his mind had forgotten. "Get me the signal origin," Arlen ordered. "Working on it," Mara said. "But sir, this is strange." The signal bounced through multiple relay points, including one that no longer exists. "What do you mean?" "The relay near Jupiter's orbit, sir. It's been offline for over a century. But it's active again, and it's sending the same message back to us." The crew exchanged nervous looks. Arlen's voice dropped. "Show me." On the screen appeared a 3D map of the solar system. A single blinking dot glowed near Jupiter. Then another signal blinked, this one closer to Earth. The same message was repeating from the moon. "They are coming. Don't answer them." "Could this be some kind of echo?" Mara asked. "No," Arlen said quietly. "Something is transmitting that signal right now." Engineer Rai Chen leaned forward. "Maybe someone's testing old war tech." "We've got hundreds of classified systems buried on the moon." Arlen frowned. "The Silent War ended long before we were born. No one should have access to that tech." Outside the ship, the stars seemed to pulse faintly. A low hum ran through the Valiant's hull, like a vibration from far away. The crew felt it deep in their bones. "Captain," said Mara again, voice shaking. "We're detecting energy spikes near the moon. Very faint, but growing stronger." "Source?" "Unknown, sir. But it's matching the signal frequency." Arlen took a deep breath. "Set a course for lunar orbit. We'll see what's happening." As the Valiant approached the moon, strange patterns appeared across its surface, faint lines glowing beneath the dust, like veins of light. The ship's sensors picked up massive structures buried under the crust. "Ancient, not natural." "What in God's name?" whispered Chen. "These aren't human-made." The bridge lights flickered. Alarms beeped softly. The signal grew louder, repeating faster now. "They are coming." "Don't answer them. Don't answer them." The ship's AI Unit 9 spoke for the first time. "Captain, this transmission carries encrypted data. It's human." "Human?" "Yes, Captain. The encryption matches old United Earth defense codes from the year 2319. "That's the year the Silent War ended," Mara said. "No one's used those codes since." Arlen felt a chill crawl up his neck. "Decode it." Lines of code ran down the screens. The ship shook slightly, then the main monitor flashed red. The AI's voice deepened. "Captain, something is trying to connect to us." "Block it!" Arlen shouted. "I cannot. It's inside the signal." The bridge went dark. Only the red emergency lights remained. Static filled the speakers. Then through the noise a voice, calm, cold, and not human. I should not have listened. Every screen on the ship displayed the same thing, a symbol and a circle of fire around a dark star. The same mark found on Rex from the Silent War. "Captain, Mara whispered. That's the enemy's mark. Arlen's face hardened. The Varen. The ship's AI struggled to regain control. Captain, something is waking beneath the moon's surface. Massive energy readings. Unknown origin. Can we scan deeper? Negative. Radiation interference too high. Whatever it is, it's alive. For a long moment no one spoke. Only the hum of the engines and the echo of that message filled the room. They are coming. Don't answer them. Arlen turned to his crew. We just answered. The words hung in the air like a death sentence. The UNS Valiant drifted into lunar orbit, silent and tense. The crew had stopped talking. Every system on the ship was running fine, yet something felt wrong, as if the whole ship was holding its breath. The moon, once familiar and quiet, now looked strange. From space, they could see faint lines of light spreading across its dark side. It was like a giant web glowing beneath the dust. Captain Arlen Voss stood by the window, staring down. Those structures, he said quietly. They were never there before. Lieutenant Mara nodded nervously. Scanners confirm it, sir. They're deep under the surface. Huge metallic forms, maybe kilometers wide, and they're moving. Engineer Rai Chen frowned. Moving like machines? No, sir, said Mara. The readings look more like heartbeat patterns. The word heartbeat filled the bridge with silence. Arlen rubbed his face. Unit 9, what are we seeing? The ship's AI answered calmly. Unknown origin. These structures predate all human activity on the moon. The material is older than Earth itself. The crew looked at each other in disbelief. Older than Earth? Chen whispered. Then, who built them? No one answered. Suddenly, a sharp alarm cut through the silence. The signal, the same one they had heard earlier, had started again, louder, sharper, pulsing through every speaker. They are coming. Don't answer them. This time the voice sounded clearer. It wasn't just a recording. It was active, almost aware. Mara's hands shook as she tried to mute the sound. It's overriding our system, sir. It's in every channel. The ship lights flickered. The screens flashed symbols again. That same circle of fire around a dark star. Shut it down. Arlen barked. I'm trying, Captain, but it's... The ship suddenly went silent. All lights died. The hum of the engine stopped. The Valiant floated in complete darkness. For a few seconds, there was nothing but breathing and fear. Then a cold, mechanical whisper filled the air. You woke us. Every crew member froze. Mara whispered, Who said that? Unit 9 replied softly, That voice did not come from me. Outside, something stirred beneath the lunar surface. The ground trembled slightly. Dust lifted, creating small clouds that shimmered with pale blue light. Sir, said Chen, eyes wide, we're picking up seismic waves. Something is opening beneath the surface. Arlen gripped the edge of his chair. Put it on screen. The main monitor flickered to life. A dark pit had opened on the moon's surface, revealing massive metallic doors sliding apart. Blue energy spilled from the crack, bright and violent. From the darkness below, thin metallic spires began to rise, tall, curved, and sharp like blades. Those aren't structures, Chen said slowly. They're ships. The bridge went completely silent. Mara looked at the readings. Captain, I'm detecting power cores coming online. Hundreds of them. Arlen stared at the screen. How many ships? Too many to count. The crew felt the weight of those words. For 2 centuries, humanity had believed the silent war was won, that the enemy was gone forever. But now something was waking up, something ancient and angry. Arlen turned to the AI. Unit 9, any identification on these vessels? The AI hesitated, a rare thing for a machine. Data fragments matched the Varen fleet signatures. Mara's voice shook. The Varen? The same aliens we destroyed in the war? Correction, the AI said. You silenced them. You did not destroy them. The ship trembled again. This time it wasn't from seismic waves. It was from energy discharge. The spires under the surface were beginning to glow brighter. Energy levels rising rapidly, said Chen. If that's a weapon, we're in its blast range. Helm, back us away from lunar orbit, Arlen ordered. Engines aren't responding, Captain. What? The systems are fine, but something's holding us still. The AI spoke again. Captain, a gravity field has locked onto us. It is pulling us closer. The crew could feel it, a slow, invisible drag pulling the ship toward the moon. Reverse thrust. Now, Arlen shouted. Full power applied, said Chen, but it's not working. It's like the moon itself is pulling us in. The signal on the speakers changed. It was no longer a warning. It was laughter. Mechanical, broken laughter echoing through every corridor. You came back, the voice said. The war never ended. You only hid. A blinding light burst from the moon's surface. The crew shielded their eyes. When the light faded, the moon looked different. The craters were glowing with blue energy, forming patterns like veins across its face. It's alive, Mara whispered. The moon is alive. Unit 9's voice turned urgent. Captain, readings confirm movement beneath the crust. It's not a planet. It's a shell. Arlen's heart pounded. A shell around what? Before anyone could answer, a new signal broke through the static. Not alien this time, but human. Valiant, this is Earth Command. What is happening up there? We're seeing massive power spikes from the moon. Are you doing this? Arlen looked at his crew. None of them spoke. He turned toward the comms and said quietly, No, Command. It's not us. The moon pulsed once more, brighter than before. Captain, the AI said, energy buildup has reached critical levels. I suggest we... The transmission cut off as the ship shook violently. Every alarm blared. Outside, the dark side of the moon split open, and something huge began to rise from beneath its surface. A structure, or maybe a ship, vast and ancient, glowing like a rising sun. Mara whispered the only words that came to her mind. We woke a god. The moon was no longer the moon. From the surface, something enormous had risen, a black shape with glowing blue veins stretching miles into space. It looked like a city turned upside down, a fortress made of metal and stone. The UNS Valiant floated helplessly nearby, caught in its invisible pull. On the bridge, red lights flashed. Warning alarms screamed. Engine still locked, Captain, shouted Rai Chen. Whatever that thing is, it's holding us like a magnet. Captain Arlen Voss gripped the rail tightly. Unit 9, can you identify it? The ship's AI paused, its voice quieter than usual. Analyzing. This structure matches no known human design, but fragments in my database suggest Varin technology. Mara, the communications officer, turned pale. The Varin? That's impossible. They were wiped out centuries ago. Arlen looked at the glowing fortress. Maybe not completely. The signal they had received still played faintly in the background. They are coming. Don't answer them. It sounded more like a prophecy now than a warning. Find out what's inside that structure, Arlen ordered. Chen ran his hands across the control panels. Getting strange readings, tunnels, chambers, power cores, all active. It's like something inside just woke up. Are there any life signs? Chen hesitated. Yes, Captain, but they're not human. The crew stared at the display. Thousands of small red dots moved inside the moon's fortress, like insects inside a hive. Unit 9 spoke again. Captain, incoming transmission. It's not human, but it's directed at us. Put it on. The screen flickered to life. A figure appeared, tall, pale, with eyes that burned like cold fire. Its voice was sharp and metallic, echoing through the bridge. Humanity. You remember our silence. You believed it meant peace. It was only sleep. The crew froze. Arlen stepped forward. Who are you? The figure tilted its head. I am Varin Prime, voice of the fallen. You struck us with your pulse, burned our worlds, and silenced our skies. But silence is never death. We have awakened. The screen went black. For a moment, no one breathed. Then Mara spoke softly. Sir, the old war reports. They said humanity used something called the resonance pulse at the end of the war. A weapon that killed billions instantly. Arlen nodded slowly. It was the last resort. They say it stopped the war overnight. But the records after that were deleted. No one ever knew what really happened. Chen looked up. Maybe the pulse didn't just kill them. Maybe it trapped them. Unit 9's tone turned serious. Captain, the Varin fleet is reassembling beneath the lunar surface. Energy readings indicate ship activation. Thousands of them. Mara's voice shook. Thousands? Yes, and they are charging faster than our scanners can read. Arlen clenched his fists. How long until they reach Earth? At their current speed. Minutes. The crew fell into chaos, shouting, pressing buttons, trying to break free from the moon's pull. But nothing worked. Then a sudden jolt. And silence. The pull was gone. The ship floated free again, Captain, Chen said. The gravity field just released us. Why? Before anyone could answer, the answer appeared in front of them, a swarm of glowing ships rising from the moon's surface. Like a storm of light and shadow, hundreds, then thousands. Each ship bore the same mark, the circle of fire around a dark star. The Varin fleet had returned. "Open a channel to Earth," Arlen ordered. "Channel open," said Mara. "Earth Command, this is the Valiant." "The Varin are back." "Repeat, the Varin are back." "They've been hiding inside the moon." Static answered him. Then a panicked voice came through. "Valiant, we're detecting massive contacts across the system. Mars colonies, Titan stations, even the outer belts. They're everywhere. We're under attack." The line went dead. The crew stared in shock. This wasn't just an invasion. It was extermination. Unit 9 spoke quietly. "Captain, the Varin are targeting all human communication arrays. They're cutting us off from the rest of the system." "Not again," Arlen whispered. "Not another silent war." The moon fortress pulsed once more. From its core, a wave of energy rippled through space, the same signature as the ancient weapon, the resonance pulse. Chen's eyes widened. "Captain, they're using our own weapon." "Impossible." "No, sir. The pulse was built here, on the moon. That's why they came back. They're taking it." The ship shook violently as the energy wave spread outward. All screens went white. "Shields at maximum." Arlen shouted. "Shields failing. Radiation spike." For a few seconds, everything turned silent. Then the stars dimmed. The wave passed through the system, cutting off every signal, every light. When it cleared, the stars looked darker, as if the universe itself had taken a deep breath. Mara spoke softly, fear in her voice. "It's like..." "They turned the stars off." Arlen looked at the dark screen. "No," he said. "They're hiding them. They want us to feel alone." Unit 9's voice was calm again. "Captain, long-range sensors detect more movement beyond Pluto. Dozens of massive ships larger than anything in human history." Chen swallowed hard. "They're reinforcements." "No," said Arlen, staring at the faint lights at the edge of the system. "That's their fleet. The real one." He turned to his crew, his eyes cold and steady. "Prepare for battle. If this is how humanity ends, we won't end quiet." Outside, the Varin ships spread like a storm across the sky. The first shots of a new war had begun, and this time, the silence would not save them. Space burned. The sky above Earth was full of fire, streaks of light, broken ships and silent explosions that bloomed like dying stars. The Varin fleet had reached orbit, and humanity's proud defense line was collapsing. From high above, the UNS Valiant watched the chaos unfold. "Multiple colonies destroyed," reported Lieutenant Mara, her voice tight with fear. "Titan station is gone." "Mars Command." No response. Captain Arlen Voss stood at the center of the bridge, unmoving. He had seen death before, but never like this. It wasn't a war. It was an execution. The moon fortress still glowed behind them, pulsing with blue light as if breathing. From it, more Varin ships poured out like shadows, each one alive with strange energy. Engineer Rai Chen slammed his fist against the console. "Where's the rest of our fleet? We can't be the only ship left." Mara looked up, eyes wet. "Sir, Earth Command just went dark." The words hit harder than any explosion. For a long moment, no one spoke. The hum of the engines was the only sound left, like a heartbeat in an empty grave. Then the ship's AI, Unit 9, spoke quietly. "Captain, enemy ships approaching. Estimated contact in 60 seconds. Battle stations," Arlen ordered. His voice was calm, but his hands were shaking. The bridge lights turned red. Crew members moved fast, checking weapons, rerouting power, preparing for a fight they knew they couldn't win. Chen looked up from his screen. "We're one ship against hundreds." Arlen gave a small, tired smile. "Then we'll make it count." The first enemy wave appeared, sleek black ships that shimmered like liquid metal. Their energy weapons lit up the void. Beams of blue fire tore through space, cutting smaller defense ships apart in seconds. The Valiant returned fire. Its railguns roared, missiles streaking through the darkness. A few Varin ships exploded, but more replaced them instantly. "Shields at 60%, Chen shouted. "Keep firing," Arlen yelled. The bridge shook violently as a beam struck the hull. Sparks flew, alarms blared. Mara gripped her console to stay upright. "Hull breach on deck 7. Seal it off." The Valiant twisted through space, engines screaming. The battle outside looked hopeless. A single human ship surrounded by an ocean of enemy fire. Then something strange happened. Unit 9's voice changed. Deeper, faster, almost human. "Captain, I can access the old war protocols." Arlen frowned. "What protocols?" "The resonance systems. The same technology used in the Silent War." Mara's eyes widened. "The pulse? That thing wiped out half the galaxy." "Yes," said the AI, "but I can control it now. Limit its range. Use it as a weapon of focus." "Not extinction." Arlen hesitated. "You're suggesting we use a doomsday weapon?" "I'm suggesting survival," Unit 9 replied. Chen looked at the captain. "If we fire that thing, we could destroy ourselves too." Arlen looked at the burning earth below, then back at his crew. "And if we don't, there won't be ourselves left." He took a deep breath. "Do it." The ship's lights dimmed as power rerouted to the central core. The Valiant began to glow, faintly at first, then brighter, as if a star was being born inside it. Unit 9's voice filled the ship. "Activating resonance pulse. Warning. Pilot link required for control." Arlen frowned. "Pilot link?" "Yes. The system was designed for human connection. You must interface with the AI to stabilize the weapon." Mara stepped forward. "Sir, let me do it." Arlen shook his head. "No, this is my command. My responsibility." He walked to the central chair as a metallic brace unfolded from the floor. Wires and neural cables extended like silver vines. Unit 9's voice softened. "Are you ready, Captain?" Arlen smiled faintly. "Do it before I change my mind." The cables connected to the back of his neck. The world went white. Inside his mind, Arlen saw everything, but his stars, ships, memories, voices. He felt the ship's systems as if they were his own heartbeat. The Valiant was no longer metal and machine. It was alive. Unit 9 spoke within his thoughts. "We are linked." "You and I, Captain. What do I do?" "Think, feel. I will guide the power." Outside, the Valiant burned with light. The approaching Varan fleet slowed, unsure. Mara watched the screens, whispering, "What's happening to him?" Chen's eyes were wide. Fai's becoming part of the ship. The Valiant's weapons recharged. Glowing bright as the core reached full energy, Arlen's voice came through the speakers, deep and echoing. "Target the lead ship," Unit 9 answered. "Confirmed. Resonance pulse ready. Fire." A beam of pure white energy erupted from the Valiant's front cannon. Not a laser, not light, but sound. A deep, vibrating wave that rippled through space. The first Varan ship disintegrated instantly. The others nearby cracked open like glass, their metal bodies collapsing inward. But the power didn't stop there. It spread, expanding in a perfect circle. Every Varan ship caught in its range fell silent. On the bridge, Mara stared in awe. "He's doing it. He's really doing it." Chen looked at the readings. "But it's spreading too fast. The feedback is climbing." Unit 9's voice was calm. "The captain cannot stop it now. The link is complete." The ship shuddered as the energy reached critical levels. Arlen's voice echoed faintly, half human, half machine. "If this is how we end, let them remember who we were." The Valiant glowed brighter, brighter, until it became a small sun in the darkness. Then silence. When the light faded, the space around Earth was empty. The Varan fleet was gone. Only one ship remained, broken, quiet, drifting, the UNS Valiant. And inside, the captain's chair was empty. Unit 9's voice whispered softly into the silence. He stood alone, and he struck back. The galaxy waited in darkness. After the Varan fleet fell silent, the stars seemed emptier, the void heavier. The UNS Valiant floated in orbit, broken and glowing faintly. But inside, Captain Arlen Voss was not gone. Not entirely. His consciousness had merged with Unit 9, the ship's AI. For him, there was no bridge, no crew, only the pulse of the ship, the rhythm of energy, and the endless awareness of the universe around him. He could feel the currents of space, the flow of time, and the faint tremors of every ship, every station, every colony still surviving. And he could sense the enemy, far beyond the moon, beyond Pluto, waiting, hidden, alive. Unit 9's voice echoed inside his mind. "Captain, the Varan remnants are retreating, but they will return." "They always do," Arlen's thought was sharp. "Then we will be ready." Far beyond the solar system, the hidden Varin fleets trembled in the darkness. Sensors could not detect them, too well hidden, too patient. But the resonance pulse had changed the rules. Arlen could reach them. Not with guns or missiles, with thought, with energy, with the very power of the Valiant itself. Unit 9 prompted him. "Shall we strike, Captain?" Arlen's mind raced. Yes, strike before they strike again. Show them what humanity truly is. With a thought, the Valiant moved faster than any human ship could, slipping through space, silent but unstoppable. The merged consciousness of man and machine allowed it to navigate the void perfectly, detecting the enemy before they even knew it existed. As they approached the first hidden fleet, the Varin ships awoke, energy pulsing as they recognized the threat. But it was too late. Arlen's presence spread like a storm. The resonance pulse, now controlled fully by his mind, became a weapon of precision, not random destruction like before. This was intelligence, awareness, focus. The first Varin ship shattered before it could fire. The second turned to flee, only to collapse in a ripple of white energy. Each ship that tried to resist was met with a controlled burst of resonance, dismantled, neutralized, disarmed, but not wasted. Inside the Valiant, Arlen's awareness expanded. He could sense life on enemy ships, alien consciousnesses trembling, frightened. He felt no joy in destruction. They underestimated us, he thought. "We are more than our weapons," Unit 9's voice whispered. "Captain, hundreds more are fleeing toward the core of their system." "Then we follow," Arlen replied. "Every ship, every colony. They must know the cost of war with humanity." The pulse radiated outward, faster than light, more precise than any weapon ever built. Every Varin ship encountered was neutralized. Their technology, once feared, became powerless against the synergy of man and machine. For a moment, space seemed alive with energy. It flowed around the Valiant, bending reality, creating waves that could be felt across light years. The Varin could not hide. They could not fight. Back in the solar system, scattered human colonies detected the energy bursts. Stations long thought abandoned woke. Sensors came online. Communications reconnected. Lieutenant Mara's voice trembled over the restored channels. "Captain, it's working." "All the colonies. They're waking. They see the pulse spreading." Yes, Arlen thought, though she could not hear him. Humanity is awake. Humanity remembers the pulse was not just a weapon. It was a message. A message that humans were not prey, not weak, not to be silenced. They were the storm that would sweep through the galaxy. The Varin fleet, now fully exposed, attempted one last desperate strike. Their energy weapons flared across space, faster and more destructive than anything before. But the Valiant anticipated every move. Each strike was absorbed, redirected, nullified. The pulse acted as shield and hammer simultaneously, human ingenuity made manifest. And then it was over. From the edge of the Varin systems, a whisper carried across subspace, faint, trembling, fearful. "They remember." Arlen's consciousness pulsed through the ship. Yes, he thought. "We remember. We never forget." The Valiant glowed softly, energy flowing outward, spreading calm and warning alike. Every corner of the galaxy that had once feared humanity felt the reach of their power. Inside his mind, Arlen smiled faintly. He was not a man, not just a machine. He was both, and together they were unstoppable. Unit 9 whispered in agreement. "Captain, they will think twice before returning." Arlen's thought was simple, sharp, and eternal. "If they come again, they will find that we are ready." Outside, the stars shone differently. The universe had felt the strike, the warning, the power of humanity, and for the first time in centuries, so even the enemies beyond the edges of the galaxy fell silent. The Valiant drifted onward, the first wave of humanity's ultimate counterstrike complete. Arlen's mind remained linked to the ship, watching, waiting, protecting. And humanity, awake once more, had reclaimed its place among the stars. The galaxy was quiet, not peaceful, not safe, quiet in a way that pressed against every star, every planet, every ship. Silence that carried fear. The Varin Empire had vanished. Their fleets, their colonies, their weapons, all destroyed, neutralized, or fleeing into the shadows. The UNS Valiant, the last human ship of legend, drifted alone in orbit around a dying star. Its hull bore scars from countless battles, yet inside it shone with faint energy, a symbol of humanity's strength. Inside the ship, Captain Arlen Voss no longer moved. His body had vanished when the resonance pulse reached full capacity, but his mind, his consciousness, had merged fully with Unit 9, becoming one with the ship. He was everywhere and nowhere, a silent guardian of humanity. Across the galaxy, alien civilizations held their breath. Worlds that had once ignored Earth now trembled at the faintest pulse of human energy. They had felt the strike, the reach of a species that refused to be prey. The stars themselves seemed different. Light bent around distant systems, faint ripples of the pulse still traveling across space. Every alien fleet, every hidden outpost knew humanity was awake, and it remembered. Back in human space, colonies rebuilt. Communications that had been dead for centuries flickered alive. Survivors shared stories of the pulse, of the ship that had turned the tide, of a force beyond comprehension. Humanity had survived the impossible. Humanity had struck back. On the Valiant, the AI spoke, its voice calm but deep. "Captain, the galaxy fears us. They know what we can do." Arlen's consciousness pulsed through the ship like a heartbeat. Good, he thought. They should fear us. We are not prey. We are the storm. Mara's voice, faint through restored communications, spoke over the channels. "Captain, is it over?" Arlen did not answer directly. He did not need to. The galaxy already knew. Silence stretched, unbroken, and that silence spoke louder than any words. The day we struck back, the universe fell silent in dread. Even in human colonies, people sensed the change. Scientists looked up at the stars, feeling something shift. Children asked their parents why the night sky felt different. Soldiers trained in fleets that were still half rebuilt whispered tales of the Valiant, the captain who became the Pulse, and the humans who could no longer be underestimated. The Varin had been powerful once, ruthless and unstoppable, but humanity had endured. Humanity had evolved, and now every alien species, every intelligence in the galaxy, understood one undeniable truth. Humans would never kneel again. Far beyond the reaches of human sensors, a whisper traveled through the void. Our Varin scout, hiding in the shadows, spoke to its fleet. They always remember. And then the scout was gone, dissolved by the lingering pulse that spanned light years, leaving nothing but a faint echo in space. The universe had learned a lesson that could never be forgotten. Not through war, not through treaties, but through the unshakable will of a species that refused to die quietly. In orbit around the dying star, the Valiant remained. Its hull glimmered like a small beacon in the dark. Inside, Arlen's consciousness flowed through every system, scanning, observing, protecting. He was no longer a man. He was not just a ship. He was humanity's sentinel, the first and last line of defense against anything that dared challenge them. Unit 9's voice whispered beside him, calm and steady. "They will not come again. Not soon." Arlen's thought was steady, sharp, eternal. If they come again, they will find that humanity remembers, and then silence, not empty, not weak, silent in dread. The galaxy knew it. Every star, every world, every shadowed corner of space. The day humanity struck back had changed everything, and in the void, only one truth remained. No one would challenge humans without fear again. The stars themselves seemed to bow slightly, as if acknowledging a new power in the galaxy. The Valiant drifted on, quiet but alive. Humanity had survived, struck back, and conquered fear itself. The universe had fallen silent, and in that silence, humanity's roar echoed louder than ever.